Stephanie here from Oh You're Lovely, and today we're gonna get all sorts of moody. It's Stephanie with Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of wood flowers in the United States, here with another tutorial. And today's tutorial, it all started with this greenery right here. I wanted to make a dark, moody cascade. And that's what we're gonna do. So let's jump right into the tutorial. Alright guys, here we go. What do we all need for this tutorial? Well, of course, this lovely greenery. I found this at, as I like to refer to it as, the Hoblob. I found it at the Hoblob. And I like these types of greenery because it already has the shape of the cascade, so there's less work that I have to do. I already know my shape is already created, and then I just build upon it. So we've got that. You can use whatever works for you, but I wanted dark and moody, so I got the darkest kind of leafy one I could find. And then this is the rest of the greenery we're putting in there. I know this looks a little, it probably throws you off a little bit, doesn't it? But we've got in here, we've got some deep burgundy eucalyptus. This was actually something we had last fall, so it's no longer in the shop. Ginkgo, might still be in the shop, might be sold out. I should check these things before we make the tutorial, but nonetheless, this is a brand new greenery that is in the shop. Begonia leaves, also in the shop, ohyourlovely.com. And then the only other extra thing that we're gonna add is these deep, rich berries that also were found at the Hoblob earlier this, well, it would have been late spring, early fall. So, no, not late spring. I don't even know what time of the year it is anymore. Late summer, early fall. So they might still be available depending on when you're watching this. And then, the other thing that we need for this is dark, moody flowers. I know there's a little light in here. There's actually an inspiration picture that I was pulling this from, and they have just a few light purple flowers kind of to pop, so we're gonna see if we can make it work. But otherwise, you guys, look at these. Look at those mums. These aren't yet in the shop, but they will be coming soon, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching it at a later date, they're probably already there, so take a look at them. But these are our Luxe mums in the largest size we offer now, which is a 3-inch size. But my gosh, they were so much fun to make. And we got just a couple other fun flowers in there. And at some point I might actually do a video of how I made these, a different kind of video, and if I do, I'll let you guys know. We're trying to expand on our TikTok and Reel, so join us there too. I should probably put that in our description, or our comments, or whatever. I don't have our TikTok listed, but I do have our Instagram. Check us out, Instagram. All right, let's get to this tutorial. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these two, and actually what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use this first. I'm gonna bring down my, oh, I took off a whole pet or a leaf. I'm sorry, mister, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see if I can get them back in there. It's a little too rough. Didn't think that would happen. Oh well, we'll slide that in later. All right, we're gonna bring some of this down because we want it to go in that cascade shape. And then what we're gonna do, like we do sometimes with other like full lengths of greenery, just gonna kind of scoot and move stuff around for a minute. All right, kind of got that shape. I'm gonna take that and bring it in like this, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start moving and grooving and shuffling things around so that they're mixed in together. And again, like the longest pieces stay there, shorter pieces there. Make sure when you're doing this, you're always aware of your shape. Like step back a little bit, look at your shape. You don't want to get this goes out a little bit, but then you want to make sure that you're keeping it narrow and you're keeping your flow going, okay? So step back every once in a while. Make sure that you're still on course for the shape that you want. And try to scoop some of this back, and some of this forward. And we can always adjust as necessary as we go. definitely want to get some more of these leaves to the front. Okay. It's very heavy on this side, so let's see if we can get some of that to come in. I would say with a cascade, the hardest part is the shape and keeping the shape as you keep going. But at first it's gonna, everything, you guys hear this every time I make a tutorial. At first it always looks like a hot mess. You just have to continue scooting and moving and all that fun stuff. Kind of see what I'm doing, okay? So there you go. That's got that good mood to it. Again, I'm using an inspiration that I had seen online, and so they had used some like pops of yellow throughout. So we're gonna add those as we go. The ginkgo, I'm gonna go in color blocks. So I'm gonna start with, I'm just gonna use all of the same filler at once and add into that as we go. And keeping that shape going. Some shorter leaves, we'll bring those in here. I'm wondering, that might be, maybe we'll only put it at the bottom. Kind of feel like I don't want any at the top. We'll pull that bright color at the bottom. Okay, we're gonna keep it like that for right now. We can always come back and add more if we feel like it's missing something. Okay, yeah, all right. Let's leave those for right now. And then we're gonna go in with the begonia leaves next and just kind of fill in more space. These are gonna be, these don't have a lot of flow to them. These are just gonna add more dimension to our piece. I will say, making a cascade bouquet out of all bouquets makes my arm hurt the most. It just does. Making sure I don't get too wild with my shape. I'll bring some of this up here though too, to pull it through. All right, let's see if I can get one long enough to bring it down a little bit further. We're still got that cascade going. All right, I'm feeling okay. The berries will go in last. So now we're gonna work on our burgundy eucalyptus. These wires were really long. I just individually stemmed these up, which with the longer wires means that I have more ability to bring it down further into my piece than if I was just using teeny tiny little sprigs. I might actually bring my chair over and set it on my chair and look at it and adjust if I need to. Again, so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. I'm gonna go straight in. I'm gonna set it in a, I'm gonna bring my chair, I'm gonna scoot my chair over and I'm gonna set this. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just taking one of my wires and I'm wrapping this to help me because I'm gonna be snapping off a lot of this, but I wanna be able to hold it in place. So let me grab my chair. So right off the bat, I'm noticing this is very heavy on this side, but not as much on that side. So we're gonna try to adjust a little bit. Some of our yellow bits, so that we still have some going around on there. Matter of just moving and grooving all those wires to get them where you want to go, which is again why I like using faux greenery. So I get to kind of tell it, hey, go that way. So now I can definitely see there's more yellow going on there. So we're gonna grab another ginkgo over here so that we have some balance. I don't want a ton of it poking through, but we want a little bit so that we can say, hey, I'm here. And I do kind of feel like it would be pretty to have one piece right there. So we're gonna sneak in a little bit. Again, just kind of peeking through. Whoops. Yeah. You didn't need that one anyway. Okay. All right. There we are right now. Now let's add in those berries. We've got just 3 sprigs of them, so we're gonna just kind of sprinkle those throughout. Oh yeah, lovely. Okay, there we go. So there's that. I'm gonna take a couple more of these wires and just tie this up, because we're gonna shorten these up anyway. So the real long ones I'm gonna use to my advantage. I've got a floating wire here. There we go. All right, cascade base is complete. Now let's add in the flowers. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is add in our flowers. What I'm gonna do is I do have these like ginormous spider mums. So those are gonna be in there. We're gonna get those and we're gonna nestle, nuzzle, snuggle all those because they're so large in that bouquet that it's all you're gonna see is a spider mum. So those I'm gonna put closer, I think, to the bottom, and I'm gonna kind of dig them into the greenery. I don't want them sitting on top. I want them kind of snuggled in there, also keeping my shape though of said cascade. Well, we'll see. Okay, so he's in there, but you kind of have to like, it's gonna be one of those that you're gonna have to kind of look in to find everything in there. So I've got one more. He's a little bit bigger, so, or a little bit smaller, I mean, so we can put him a little bit higher up. But again, I want to get him in there. I want him covered in the greenery and not like, and even right now, I feel like he's squishing everything else down there, and I want him in there and everything else kind of floating on top of him. So let me adjust this. How I put him in there with the begonia leaves. He's just sitting on top of the begonia leaves. I want him under there. Okay, there we go. All right. As I pull off leaves, that's the one downside of using artificial greenery. Okay, again, snuggled, nuzzled, hidden in there, but still there. So we have that pop of orange and some other contrast. All right, so the next thing that I'm gonna add in there, I think is gonna be the light purple flowers. And these I took, and it's actually 3 layers of color to them. Let me show you the flower real quick and I'll show you what we did. So this particular flower, I started out with a very light purple, added a dark purple on the top, and then afterwards I sprayed on white to like mute down that dark purple just a little bit so that it gave it even more of like a gray tone, less of an all-out purple. Kind of hidden throughout. This is much more of a hide and seek, I spy kind of bouquet. I don't think I'm going to add any more of the light purple, so those other light purple flowers I'm just going to let hang out. Here's another one that I wanted to look kind of aged. So I painted the center, hand painted the center, and then did a brush stroke technique with a dark brown, and then just kind of spritz it a little bit with just a little bit of water. I didn't have glycerin in it, just a little bit of water to spread the paint around. All right, so get that in there. Now the star of the show is going to be these mums. That's really what this bouquet is all about. These rest are just kind of accent flowers throughout, all right? And I don't know if we're going to add these or not. We'll just see if we have room. I don't know that we will. So this is what it's all about. I am using all about the same size flowers. So these are anywhere between, these are all larger flowers. They're all about 2.5 to 3 inches, except for the one spider mum. When it gets opened up, it really opens up. So we're not going to put a ton of flowers in here just because we've got so many big flowers. They stand out. And we just don't want a mass of flowers. We work so hard on that greenery. We want to make sure that both get equal time and balance. I don't usually put a lot of flowers at the bottom. You could probably try to trail one of these. Again, the joys of using a wire so that you can kind of get it in there. So yeah, we'll trail one of those, but I'm not going to take it all the way to the bottom. And again, keep watching your shape because things start to move and it wants to pull in different directions. Don't forget your top of your cascade as well, because the bride is going to be looking down, and if you just have a sea of greenery, I mean, if that's what she wants, perfect, but if she wants to see a pretty flower, make sure you get a flower in there too for her to see. These mums, what we did was first I dyed them a dark, like burgundy color. Then I went over with an airbrush using a dark purple, a really dark purple with some black, and it didn't give me the color exactly what I wanted. So then what I did today, before we started filming, is I took my airbrush out again and I added black, and I airbrushed black around the rest of it. The center I did hand paint with the same yellow that I used in the center of those flowers. So it's definitely, these flowers were multi-stepped process to get to the look that we were wanting. Okay, I think I'm gonna set it down, I'm gonna look at it, and we'll come back and we'll see if I need to make any adjustments, but I think she might be done. How is this for a moody bouquet? All right, give me 2 seconds to like analyze it, and then we'll make a decision. And we're back. I did make an adjustment. So I looked at it, I put it on my chair, I looked at it, and I added just a little bit more yellow, like 1 ginkgo leaf, wired that up so that we have just that little pop of yellow to help frame everything. And then I didn't like the dark mums down floating in the bottom. Actually, I think I'm gonna adjust this one too. I really want those to show through. Yeah, there we go. So I brought it up here. So now we have more mums kind of, and then I brought another one up. I just wanted them more focused and focal than getting hidden in the bottom. And then I also did add those dahlias. There she is. I feel good about it now. I'm going to grab, if I have a zip tie, yes I do, I'm gonna grab another zip tie. My handle is a mess right now, but that's okay. We're gonna finish her off and it's gonna be just fine. So I'm gonna grab my zip tie, get this all nice and tidy. I'm gonna cut off the other one, and all those extra wires that I created, I'm gonna cut those off too. So taking this little handy dandy zip tie thing that makes it nice and tight. Make sure I cut the right one off. So we're gonna cut off this other one. Actually, I might keep the other wires that I've got in there. I'm gonna keep them like that because I'll show you what we're gonna do with the handle and it's not gonna bother it. So we've gotta cut some of this off. When you're holding a cascade, usually your hands are pretty close to the base itself, so we don't need a ton of greenery on here. I think what I'm gonna do is, I like to find like a piece of greenery or a wire that I'm like, okay, this is where all the rest of them are gonna get cut off. And I like this one. I don't know why, but I do. So we're gonna cut from there, and then if we need to shorten them more, we will in a second. Just so I have a visual of like where I wanna cut all those and make a big old mess, that's what we're gonna do. Just makes it easier. Woo, woofda. Okay. There we go. Feel good about that. Now what we're gonna do is I've got this cool, on this, again, hoblob. I think it's gonna go well. It's twine, but it has wire in it. So this is gonna make our work a little bit easier than normal, because normally you wanna like glue down and all that other fun stuff. This works really, really well. Boy, I made a mess with all those wires. So what we're gonna do is grab some of those. I'm gonna start up at the top, and I'm gonna make myself a little knot and wrap the rest of that around. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap all this. We're gonna wrap up and cover the, hitting everything. I'm gonna cover that zip tie that we have. And I'm gonna go all the way down with this. You guys see that now? I'm gonna go all the way down and then go all the way back up too. Because I'm gonna have some holes here with all the wires we've got, but this makes it a little bit easier as far as not having to, with that wire. Normally when you're using the twine, you wanna glue every couple of loops This I don't need to do that. Cover up the parts that we missed that first go around. Make a nice base of a handle to hold on to. Oh, we got a rogue flower getting in the way. We're almost there. We're almost there. Everybody behave yourselves. Wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap. All right. Of course, I get to the end of that and then there's like a knot that starts to form. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be, there we go. Why you gotta be like that? All right. And now we'll use just a little dab of hot glue. Cut off that wire. We'll toss that to the side. I'll pick that up later. Look at it. I'm gonna go on the underbelly. A little bit of glue right there. Bring my wire through. Hold that nice and taut. Just hold that for a minute. Don't burn my fingers. The shape has kept now. You can still kind of adjust a little bit if you feel like it's going out a little too far. But we've got our tapered cascade to have a more traditional cascade style. Yeah, that one flower. Get a little sassy. I want that over there. There we go. There we go, guys! Look at that! It's a very moody cascade. Kind of digging it. All right, guys, there you have it. A dark, moody cascade. Using, again, that cascade hack that I've shown in the past, using an already pre-formed cascade greenery, and then building upon that makes it nice and easy. A lot quicker than if you build your own, which you can do that too. At some point, I've got to do that tutorial. It takes a long time. So I like doing this instead, but I will. It's been asked, so I shall. Sooner than later, most likely. So, hope you guys enjoy that. If you are loving these tutorials, can't get enough, want to know when the next one goes live, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell. And to find out about the 150 style solo flowers, along with greenery and craft supplies, go to ohyourlovely.com. Until next time, this is Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely. Bye, guys.